What's up, y'all? It's the critic. Got old Toxic Kent here. Took a break on him. Just the same old thing over and over like a broken record. But now he's getting on that edge of saying these things that he's definitely not. Crying about his PTSD. I'll tell you, my daddy was almost 17 in 1942, and he served in the Second World War. And I know he saw a lot of bad stuff. And I never heard him complain about PTSD. But we got old Ken out there under the tree complaining. So let's see what's up, Kent. What are we doing? What's up with your PTSD?
Yeah, a psychotic man who just threatened my life.
Psychotic man.
Red
That would
Ford
be you,
Ranger.
Kent.
Probably 20 years old. Older man, probably not my age.
20.
Came up and demanded to interrogate me.
Yeah.
And immediately
Ready to
became
riot act.
evasive because I don't tolerate, especially a guy who comes up and puts his fists on his hips like the king of the hobos.
He can't stop talking about Mark.
It gets too close. It gets leads in, and if you notice, I didn't blink. He's wearing sunglasses. He is blinking like a motherfucker. You can tell. He has to hide his eyes. That man's a psychotic.
Sunny out. I don't think that's psychotic. I think it's just bright out, and the man's like wearing a pair of sunglasses like normal folks.
Yeah, he began to ask questions, and I just tried to explain to him. Is that people come up and ask me where I sleep, and then I asked him, "Where do you sleep?" I think that's more than reasonable. He thinks he has a right to do a one-way interrogation. Then he exploded into a manic rage.
Yeah.
Threatened my life and lean in. I can fuck you up right here, you all this. Seriously. Should have pepper sprayed him then, but
Oh, Kent, you can't just be pepper spraying people.
I know a coward when I fucking see it, and probably.
Oh, look in the mirror, Kent. You'll definitely get a good close-up look of what a coward looks like.
Be a liar. Said I did a tour in Vietnam. An
Yeah.
army tour? Isn't that only like 6 months or something?
It's a year. It was a year.
And what is a cook?
Yeah.
You also, unless you volunteer
Well, hell, even if he was a cook, he served more than you did.
or something, at the end of the war, you'd have to be older than me.
No.
And yet he
no,
looks
Maybe.
younger, but wore out from maybe heavy drinking and shit. Man needs to be medicated.
Well, that'd be you, Kent. We know you're high on life.
I'll tell y'all something right now. If you think you're a fucking military vet, I was employed by the federal government to keep an eye on you fuckers as one of my many tasks.
Look at that. He's more important than somebody that wore a uniform and swore and took an oath. Look at this.
You know, just because you're in the military don't mean you're a fucking saint.
No, but it means they're better than you, Kent. Yeah.
Just get something fucking straight. You don't have the right to interrogate me.
Yeah.
You better be glad that I wasn't
Is the man even interrogating you, or he's just making sure you're legitimate?
carrying my usual fillet knife.
Fillet
Real
knife.
PD. That old man's almost just got stabbed in the throat.
Well, I'll tell you something, Kent. That's a two-way street right there, especially in the state of Texas. You start pulling knives on folks, you might meet some lead, and your pepper spray won't reach that far.
I think I'm gonna have to arm myself now.
Yeah, well, with
seriously.
what? You're a felon, Kent. You can't own a gun. But you're gonna get a little old pocket knife?
Warning, Pflugerville. Don't close space on me and start raising your voice. That's assault.
Assault.
And he threatened battery.
Yeah.
He started back on, moving his arm around, moving in and out.
One of these days, Kent's gonna come across the wrong man, and he's gonna dispatch you, Kent. All this talk about how you're somehow associated with the military, I don't think so, Kent. You know, my whole family served in the military, back to the Revolutionary War, and I had ancestors that actually died in that war. They died so you can sit out there under that tree and spew your bullshit and cry about how you have shell shock, PTSD, whatever you want to call it, from nothing except people trying to come help you out, and you want to bitch, cry, moan. Good Lord, you are good for nothing, Kent.
He was ready to attack a one-armed man in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm sure he was, Kent. Did that even happen? Because I saw later on you went on and made a video about some fella coming up and talking to you who was wearing a baseball cap with a trident on it. I don't know about that. and that he was a member of the IDF. How convenient is that? You talk a lot of bullshit, Kent. Like I said, one day you're gonna bite off more than you can chew, and somebody's gonna dispatch you. Later, y'all. I really can't do many of these, but occasionally, Toxic Kent, he deserves a little something when he's spewing bullshit like this, because that's just dishonorable. Later, y'all.